Thank you. Hello. The upshot is, thank you for being here. I'm very, very grateful to your kindness, for your kindness to each other and your kindness to me. Thank you. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to feeding America. And yeah, I guess we should just get on with it. I'm sorry. I moved my microphone and it suddenly went muted. Sorry. Okay. Anyway. And I figured you, if nothing else, you could see the little fuzzy butt. Fuzzy back, fuzzy butt. A little while ago, he was flipped around the other side and he had his toes like right here. And it was like, oh, I want to kiss his little toes, but he hates that. So it was like, oh, I won't do it, but I want to. I can want to. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the nail. Compliments on the nails. All right, anyway, here we are. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like the overlay. I figured we needed that today because not exactly the blindfold we were hoping for is fuzzy wuzzy. All right. Actually, let's use the pulp tarot. I'm going to use this today. Links in the description box under the questions. Pulp tarot. Hello, Rainy HJ in the UK. All right. Hang on. Hold, please. Okay. Sorry about that. I come on, there's no sound. And then I've discovered this was something stuck in my teeth. I'm sorry. Anyway. Julie M says, one day somebody's going to invent a shoulder-mounted cat tree so they can nap closer to kisses. Oh, I like this idea. So, anyway. Let's jump into questions. Sarah's not here today, so I'm working normally. And then tomorrow I go back on staycation. Hopefully for the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, but I'm working today, and so I'll be doing graphics during the creative sprints this afternoon. Oh, Mel, thank you. Swear jar expansion fund. I'll need it. I bet others will too. Yes. Lenot, did we just start? Pretty much. Yes, it was muted. Hello, Becca. Becca from House of Lenormand is here. Do follow House of Lenormand. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, so let's just jump into questions because it's kind of, in some ways, it's a little bit miserable, but there's hope. There's hope. All right. So we're going to start out with, I've been listening this morning, all morning, ever since the Supreme Court came out with their rulings on, let me see, 420. Thank you again, Mel. 4:30. I was listening all morning to, as the rulings, apparently today's the last day of rulings for the Supreme Court, for the rulings to come out. So I was listening to that all morning. And I've heard all kinds of different arguments and different sides of things, and even some things from otherwise liberal people that I was just a little, not naming names, but just a little, no, it's not other, okay, whatever. So, all right, we're going to start with student debt. Now, I'm going to throw a bunch of different things at you about this. All right, so I understand there's some people who are like, well, you got the debt, you need to pay it off. Okay, here's the thing. It's not a level playing field. It's not. In fact, if you have, okay, there was like a question that you can look up on Google. Will my student loan be discharged if I die? You'd think so. If you have a federal government loan, then yes. Half of private student loan programs do not offer death discharges, which means not only are you have to pay back the money. If you die, your family has to pay back the money. Yes, Sandy Miller, those student loans were set up like payday loans. The interest accumulation is ridiculous. Absolutely. It's not set up fairly. Marie Sutton, yes, they were predatory loans. Absolutely. And there were enough of them that this has huge repercussions. In general, I mean, there are exceptions, but in general, the loans aren't, you can't get rid of them if you declare bankruptcy. Now, if you have other kinds of debt, sure, but not that. So why that? So why do student loans? Why are they singled out? As a couple of, I actually grabbed a couple of tweets from people I've never heard of, but they have very good points. Saffron Olive, great name, said, so the Supreme Court judges can accept hundreds of thousands of dollars in gifts. Politicians can take out millions of dollars in PPP loans and have them forgiven, but helping average Americans with their student loans is across the line. Thank you. Marjorie Taylor Greene had her PPP loan forgiven to the tune of, you ready for this? $183,500. 504 if you want to be picky. $183,500. Marjorie Taylor Greene, empty G, had $183,500 of her loans forgiven. Eric M. Lederman tweeted, the U.S. is likely to enter a recession this fall when tens of millions of Americans, actually it's like 43 million. We have 330, 340, somewhere around there, million people. 43 million people have to resume huge loan repayments. Yes, thank you, Kevin. Trump declared bankruptcy how many times? 7? Sorry, was it 6, 7? How many? But the U.S. is likely to enter a recession this fall when tens of millions of Americans will resume payment of loans in place of their current disposable income. Mm-hmm. Now, the good news is, for what it's worth, according to Reuters, a White House source says Biden plans to announce a new plan this Friday to protect student loan borrowers in the wake of the ruling. Let's hope so, because he really is trying to help. No, and that's the card for today. All right, so it is so unfair. This is not a level playing field. This is not. If you had instead of going, first of all, people are told go to college, go to college, go to college. You have to get in college. You have to get in college. It's the only way you're going to get a decent job. You have to go. You have to go. What's going to become of you if you don't go to college? You have to go to college. Really? Well, I can't afford it. Well, you can get student loans. Really? Yeah. It's not, and it really does take advantage of those who have the least. Man, okay. So what's going to happen with the 43 million people on average. And it just frustrates me that people on the right get their talking points repeated. Oh, well, why should this be? Why I didn't get student loans, or I got student loans and I paid them off. I'm sorry. How much did your how old are you, and how much did it cost for you to go to university? Ouch. This is a legal ruling straight through the heart. Unbelievable. High Priestess. I don't know, Lynott. I'm sorry. 5 of Cups. 4 of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. All right, so give it time. As a matter of fact, I want to say that because the 5 states who brought, there was something this morning. You have to remind me of the details if you heard. They were talking about the states that brought this case to the Supreme Court. One of the things they were talking about was, I believe, Missouri's like something to do with student loans. And they themselves said, we had nothing to do with this case. Why are you using us as an example? We haven't complained. We haven't said this is what we want. Yeah, this and the case we'll get to in a minute about LGBTQ+. Yeah, these are weirdly manufactured cases. So this is awful. Lack of money. Incredible stress. Everything's racked up, but there's okay, so there's big change, but actually this feels slightly hopeful. Slightly hopeful. And the High Priestess makes me feel like maybe Biden is going to be able to help. Eliza Cornish says the cards warned us the Supreme Court was still going to make awful rulings. Yeah. And they're still not done. They may be done for this. They may, take their little breaks, and I wonder what billionaires are going to be taking them on private jets. But starting in, when does the Supreme Court resume? September, October, something like that? Yeah. Roxy says there needs to be consequences for the lending companies. They should be obligated to go back to the beginning of each. Good jump. They should go back to the beginning of each loan and recalculate a much lower interest rate and not compounded interest. Exactly. Proxy Roxy says, I'm sure those lending companies got a lot of tax breaks. Holly and France, first Monday in October. Thank you. Man. So that Wheel of Fortune, is that a positive or negative? I saw coming October. And people have to start paying things back again. 3 of Cups. It's not all bad. 10 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. Well, if you already have money. Income inequality. But I've got a 3 of Cups here. Maybe that's just what we're hoping. But there's it. All right. We'll at 15:30. Will Biden be able to come up with another plan? Try to help. Roxy says this is part of the discrimination system. Ding, 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 ding. Mm-hmm. Wheezy Squeezebox says, when I went to college, it was possible to work a full-time job all summer, a part-time job during the school year, and pay for college without taking out student loans. Yep, exactly. But the price of this education we absolutely have to have. It's just... All right, Uncle Joe. Good Uncle Joe. Can be able to come up with anything. Yeah. I don't care what the cult members. Oh, Julie M says, I'm enjoying watching Boo Boo's and Kitty breathing. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. All right, 7 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 6 of Cups. This is just the this whole thing, this whole set of cards is going to will by me able to do anything. This entire set of cards is just the Republican point of view. What? Basically, the haves will have more, and the have-nots will have less. Yes, Hilda Flores. Biden. Vote blue. Actually, that reminds me. Hold, please. Watch the kitty. I'll be right back. And if you're wondering what that is, I'm organizing my mother's thread for sewing. Anyway, hang on. I got this blue wave pen. I saw it. I was like, I have to have that. Good boy. Good boy. Hello, sweetness. Hello, precious. Hang on. I love the thread organizing. Oh, he's a good boy. Why aren't you closing here? There we go. Blue wave. Kind of hard to see on this shirt, but there we go. Blue wave. He's a kitty. All right. You're okay, sweetie. He's a good boy. Oh, maybe not. Sorry. We'll give him a minute. Yes, Kathy Delisle. Republicans need a good soaking. Yes. A good soaking at the ballot box. Knight of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Chariot. Hanged Man. 10 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. All right. Unfortunately, this is going to hurt for a while, I'm afraid. I wish I could tell you something differently, but this is people who don't have that much power. Whereas these companies, they're big, they have power. You signed a contract, even if they, let's say, minimize the risks and glorified the potential upside, and it is going to hurt the economy. It's not dire, but it's not. I mean, just less money is being circulated around. That hurts the economy. It's 43 million people. He's a good boy. Oops, look at this. There. All right. Okay, so at 21:30, Justice Sotomayor is a national treasure. And she read her dissent of the LGBTQ plus ruling. That doesn't always happen, but she did because she felt it was that important. So what she said, she called it embarrassing. Sotomayor slams the Supreme Court decision that marks gays and lesbians for second-class status. All right, so in case you don't know, my understanding of this is that there is a woman in Colorado. You're not allowed to discriminate if you have a business. Well, there is a woman who has never made any wedding websites. I guess she's made some other websites, but she hasn't wanted to go into making wedding websites or something like that because she doesn't believe in it. Her Christian beliefs. Her Christian beliefs are to turn away the disadvantaged. Really? Really? Polywana says, happy gays are not here again. Yeah. And my understanding is Thomas has actually come out and said, bring a case that we will revisit Ogerfield, the granting of the right of gay marriage. So first of all, this woman was never asked, and there was I just read that there was a particular man who was cited in this case, and he has come out and said, "What are you talking about? I'm a straight married man. Why would I ask for a gay wedding website?" Talk about manufactured. She has never been asked. Never been asked to make a website. Yeah, exactly. Tish L, yes, that's what Jesus would do. Mm-hmm. Sharon Rice says, yeah, that sure doesn't sound like the Lord and Savior that I know. And says Colorado Springs is a bastion of the fundamentalist Christians. There are mega churches there. So the argument is that it isn't even the Christian beliefs part. This isn't like the woman with the wedding cakes at I think it was the Masterpiece Bakery, I think it was called. This is free speech. She cannot be, because it's a website, it comes under free speech. She cannot be forced to say things she doesn't believe. She also won't make websites for marriages that began with adultery. Good luck. Good luck with that. Okay, so basically, your client pool just shrank dramatically. Ugh. Polywana says, I believe Jesus would enjoy drag shows. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my man X says, people really should know their religion before they claim it. Yeah. Froxy Roxy says, so if a large company orders cakes, How does she know there aren't any gays in that company? Yeah. Jennifer Taylor said the web designer did this as insurance, quote, just in case someone asks her in the future, unquote. But it's, once again, it's another hit against equality. Because I mean, I'm trying to think about it the other way. I mean, I publish videos that I make and books that I write and graphics that I make. So I don't have direct outside clients, but I have. But I offered what I offered. As in, I made up a bunch of, back when I was selling book covers, I would Slate headline, John Roberts is already frustrated with the response to the Supreme Court killing student debt relief. Chief Justice John Roberts' decision. He chastised Justice Elena Kagan for her disturbing, quote, disturbing, unquote, suggestion in dissent that the majority had gone, quote, beyond the proper role of the judiciary, period, close quote, which they did. The decision boils down to the Chief Justice's obvious disdain for student debt relief. Good grief. Anyway, back to, from that heinousness against the poor to this heinousness against the gays. Phyllis Rollins is asking, did someone pay her to bring this hypothetical case to the Supreme Court? Yeah. Well, I don't know if they paid her directly, but there is a company who organized this whole thing with her. Oh, yeah. Lisa Graham, SCOTUS will now be known as NOTFORUS. I like that. Yep. Oh, 2 cards in the middle. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, good luck. All right. Hang on. Give it time. All right, this is better. Give it time. This is the quote-unquote happy family. This is the happy family card. Or it's like death of this happy family. They're because they're pushing discrimination. This is the Supreme Court, the uber conservatives who are bringing these cases, and this is the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So patriarchal, right wing, or Republican. That's right in the center. But the Wheel of Fortune is coming, and it will put these people on the defensive. But it's going to take time. Yeah. I saw Kirsten Langston's video from the other day. She was reading on the Supreme Court. And yeah, she thinks it's actually more dire than I think it's going to be. Let's see here. This Cosmo Funyun said I had to take a long walk around my neighborhood after that ruling today. Which one? Three of Cups. In case anybody didn't know, this is a blue channel and I am an ally. So you are welcome. You are welcome here. And you deserve human rights. The same rights everybody else has. Duh. Fabulous. Knight of Pentacles, High Priestess. Yeah, they've got control for a while. Yeah, that's the thing. Pluto's going into Aquarius. And the thing about Pluto and Aquarius is that Aquarius rules humanitarianism, equality, revolution, thinking outside the box, technology. So over the next 20 years, Pluto's going to be kicking up all that. It's going to hit Aquarius, start plowing through. Actually, I should be 31, 30. Pluto and Aquarius. It's going to start plowing through Aquarius. It's going to start digging up everything that doesn't have really strong roots. And it's also going to be kicking up a lot of what I would call dust. So we're all going to be dealing with Aquarian energy and Aquarian issues. Fashion will get a little avant-garde. I have to see where Neptune is to see like where it's going to be over these next 20 years to see in what direction. But generally, in the same way that there was so much gray in the last 15 years, there was so much gray and muted colors. That's very Capricorn. We're going into this whole other bit of energy. So the thing about Aquarius being, it's some people, I know some people were talking about when Pluto goes into Aquarius, it's going to be all about the individual going forward. And I was like, no, it's not. Oh, it's so really not. Aries is about the individual. Aries is about the individual, the first sign of the zodiac. You're born and you cry out, and this is a soldier and what have you. All right, and this is the beginning of the zodiac. It goes around here, and Pluto's here. And it's going to go into Aquarius, and Pluto's going to move through Aquarius over the next 20 years. This, if you look closely, it says underneath, like what a slogan or something for each of the signs would be. This is for Aries. It's like I am, I have, I think, right? I. But once you get above the horizon, the ascendant-descendant line, to we are, we have, we achieve, we love. This is where you get the humanitarianism. This is where you get, excuse me, this is where you get your like big charities, things like that. It's very much a we. But that means that Pluto going through the sign in the same way when Pluto went through Capricorn, it very much kicked up everything. It's like, okay, let's talk about status. And it created a housing crisis because anything it didn't have strong, because people, when you own a house in our society, traditionally that raises you up in society. I'm a homeowner. But there were a lot of loans people were lied to about. Oh, balloon payments, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, they didn't have deep roots. And so Pluto hit Capricorn and kaplooey. Then, because we're talking about status, Pluto looked around and said, okay, let's talk about status. Let's take somebody, and I'm sorry to repeat this, but because I said it the other day, but let's take someone who absolutely has every right to be in the White House, is absolutely great character, incredibly intelligent, very kind, stable, married, beautiful children, absolutely perfect. Except his skin is dark. Let's put him in the presidency and then watch all these people's heads explode. We're going to look at status, because Barack Obama was a great president. He was a great president. I'm very pleased I voted for him twice. And he had every right to be there. And then Pluto went looking around for, okay, who's somebody who traditionally in our celebrity loving culture, our nouveau riche, slightly tacky view of the hierarchy, who could become president there, who absolutely by character does not deserve to be there. Donald, come here. In a sense, it's like when Pluto back here in 1939 moved into Leo, right here. Pluto moved into Leo right here in 1939. And what's Leo? It's the sign of kings, authoritarianism. Julie, it's around somewhere. I'll have to work that out. Okay, let's talk about authoritarianism. Let's talk about the kings and modern kings. Hey, Emperor of Japan, come here. You, Hitler, you're not an actual king, but you want to do the whole authoritarian thing. Come here. So when Pluto goes into a sign, it kicks up this energy. Now with Aquarius, we're going to have a whole lot of things to talk about equality. Does everyone get equality? Some people do, some people don't. What about the people who are MAGA, who are still all up in their feelings about Pluto in Capricorn, allowing them to vent all of their racist, bigoted garbage, who are afraid of the US becoming a majority country? Just stupid. How about people? But anyway, they're all mad about that. Well, now we're really going to be talking about equality, but it also means we're going to have to fight for equality. Not literally, not necessarily, but there's also a lot of good stuff. There's going to be, Lisa Graham says, was Pluto not hugged enough as a young planet? I love that. Yes. Oh, Lisa, you have won the internet. Oh, that is the greatest thing I've heard in I don't know how long. So good. Oh my gosh. You just made every person who knows anything about astrology just burst out laughing. I'm sorry, that was so good. I call it the plow. I call Pluto the plow. So, as we are going through this, and because Pluto doesn't have a circular orbit, it's an oval, it spends longer in some signs than it does in others. And so that's why this last time, like here, it was 2008 until now. And this is going to be now until 2043. So yeah, I want to say it was short here. I went through Scorpio, but I can't remember exactly. Anyway, but we're going to be dealing with a lot of this stuff about what is equality, having to move in a way that we deal with equality. And so at the end, we have a better understanding. I mean, certainly with hierarchy, we know things about the presidency that we took for granted. Oh, take care, Lynott has to go into a meeting. Good luck. There are a lot of things that we took for granted with the presidency, with where the guardrails were, how far to the right our government could go, how much there could be a hierarchy, the haves, the have-nots. We've talked a lot about that. There's been a lot of trying to just get equality of the races and what have you, and now that kicks into high gear. Now, the good the good side of this is that over the next 20 years, we are going to have an explosion of technology, of creative thinking, of thought, just innovation. It is absolutely a sign of innovation, of people fighting for freedom and equality. And there's so much good that's going to happen over these next 20 years. But in the same way, these last 15 years weren't necessarily easy. These next 20 won't be necessarily easy. It'll be different, though. And that's Pluto. Yeah, Kelly, hugs to Pluto. Yes, hugs to Pluto. And the funny thing is that picture that was taken of Pluto, finally, when we got a close-up look of it, the one that was published that everyone's seen, is at just such an angle that I love that it actually looks like it has a big heart on its little butt. just okay, it rolls Scorpio. I mean, the fixed emotional sign. We're very traditionally we're very intense, and we get fixed about things. So anyway, all right. Let's move on to some other stuff. I think this is the right one. Yeah, I think the other one is too dark. Yes, that one. Okay. Was Pluto not hugged enough? As a young planet, that was awesome. Hugs to Pluto. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, all right. Now, guess what? The Independent and the Drudge Report are both apparently breaking news that there is a real possibility that Smith is going to hit Trump with 35 to 45 more charges. Because the grand jury around the Trump stuff is still going. It's still on. So, put this at 45 minutes. So, Are we talking 35, 45 more charges? There are good days ahead. Alan says, as an outsider, it's like you went from the very best with Barack and Michelle and went to the very worst with 45 and Melania. Just my humble opinion. Oh, I agree with that 100%. Yes, Isabel Moss, 45 adding to his accomplishments. Mm-hmm. Catherine Bell says, sounds like tiny planet syndrome. Oh, man. Well, I know there are a couple of times when Pluto, transiting Pluto conjuncted my sun, and then when it hit my descendant, which is where I have a stellium and it's the end side of a T-square, so it set off the whole axis and at least 5 planets. And both times it just burned my life to the ground, and it's like, oh, okay. So I have a deep and abiding worry about Pluto, I'll be honest. But it isn't necessarily all bad. But it's going to hit my North Node and my midheaven around 2030, and I'm honestly not really looking forward to that. And in around 2030. And then around 2040, it's going to conjunct the top of that T-square. So yeah, both times I've been saying, okay, if I saved up enough money, could I just take the year off? Just shut everything down. Oh no. Gretchen says Pluto's been going back and forth over my natal Saturn and Jupiter for the last few years. Ouch. Okay. Charges. Sorry. Let us 48 minutes. Let us take pity on those who are watching later. All right, 48 minutes in. Is Smith going to bring 35 to 45 additional charges against Trump? Ooh, there are good days ahead. Over actions he took. All right. 7 of Wands. 2 of Wands. 10 of Wands. 2 of Swords. Strength. Trump's already on the defensive based on communications and Lola Bell, was it do you mean the Ascendant? Anyway, Trump's already on the defensive. This is his communications, like those recordings. This is the burden, and he is burdened down with all the stupid stuff he's done. This would be a decision whether or not to bring charges, and this is the strength of the case against Trump. Yes, sorry, Sagittarius 12 degrees. Cindy Miller says that Pluto chart you made showed me that my Pluto return was my divorce years. I suspected that. Sorry to hear that, but I'm not quite sure how you can have a Pluto return. It must have hit something important, because Pluto takes 248 years to go around the zodiac once, and if you are over 248 years old, I'm impressed. What's your secret? There is so much that Trump can be charged for. Throw a rock. Ta-da! out of nowhere. Page of Wands, Ace of Cups, Fool. Should be the start, and that would be Biden's new action from Biden's DOJ. This is usually communication, and this is Trump, who is the fool. And the card for the reading feels very strong. Ta-da. Hello, Trump. That's not him pulling the rabbit out of the hat to avoid it. That's still that's him not seeing it coming. Alan, I'll say this same thing I say to everyone else. Telling me what cards you get in the chat does not help, because ultimately the cards mean what you feel like they mean. Quite often and sometimes some people think of they have slightly different meanings for cards as well. So the important thing is, what are you getting from it? And you can say, I get this, and this is what it means to me. But for everybody, just, because you know me, I mean, I pulled cards and it was like, I don't care what these cards are saying, this is what it feels, and it feels strong. And that's what I go with. So. Be Grateful says, the way justice is going, we'll have time to grow our own popcorn. It only takes a summer. Howling at the Moon. Three of Wands, Five of Wands, Temperance. He is flipping people like pancakes. He's like a short order cook in a diner. Smith is like a short order cook in a diner. He is flipping people like pancakes. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, is it going to be sooner or later? But it is leaking out now, which I find interesting. Be Grateful says, I'm planting. Hello, Salty Chip. Ten of Cups. Oh. Queen of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. And this is these investigations, aggressive law enforcement about the dynasty, the Trump dynasty. There's a lot, but I don't know when. But I do find it interesting it's leaking out now, which makes me wonder if they're close. So, yes, Kathy Delisle, Jack Smith is going to convict Trump with his own words. Just hold up a mirror. You said this. This is the recording of you saying that. This is the video of you saying that. This is this. This is that. This is this person. All of these people who are explaining what you did. So, oh, Wheezy Spacebox, thank you. All right, 5430. Raymond Pascal was asking about Ghoulianni. 4:30. He's been questioned by the DOJ regarding January 6th. Will Ghoulianni flip on Trump? Will Ghoulianni serve time? Let me pull three for each of those. Elizabeth Loera says, I wonder if Jack has a special hotline. 1-800-MAKE-A-DEAL. Good. Three cards. Will Ghoulianni flip? Will Ghoulianni serve time? I kind of slightly felt sorry for him with all the drinking and all of that, but ever since I've really found out what he was doing to the women around him, gone. That any trace of pity, not even that. Just I don't know. You are scum of the earth. That's how it is. Entertainment only, YouTube. All right. Kathy Delisle, I don't know what you mean. Both first, moose and squirrel. Oh, he was tight with the Orange Menace. So, Ghoulianni, are you flipping like a pancake? This is a legal decision to. This is messages in a messenger. I would say yes, although I think he's trying to hold some things back, but that's not going to work. No. So, you absolute cretin, are you going to serve any time? He's trying to buy his way out with information. Knight of Wands. Six of Cups. All right, he's trying to buy his way out with information. But this just feels like him just sinking into a bottle. This is the cup of nostalgia, but it's also 6 cups. Giovanna, thank you. Thank you. Ghoulianni. Rudy. Alan says he is unbelievably sleazy. Yes. Salty Chip says his proffer will be negated if he lies. He may try. Okay, that was trying to overturn the election. Okay. 10 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Ace of Swords. He's toast. It isn't just him; it's him and people around him. This is him making a decision, so that and helping out so the case can go forward. Lois McDonald, thank you so much. Love this community. Cheers. Oh, absolutely, this is a great community. Thank you. I've got the case going forward. I've got him trying to get his way out, but as far as is he going to spend time in prison? 3 of Pentacles. Like he knows a lot of inside stuff. Queen of Pentacles. Here, look at the thing. Here, look. 7 of Pentacles, King of Wands. Okay, I'm getting him flipping so badly. It's just like throwing pancakes. If it means taking down Trump, but then I'm not getting prison. I'm getting sinking into a bottle. That's what I'm getting, and I think it's sad that anybody ends up in that position. But he did this all to himself. Be grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Is Pluto not hard enough as a young planet? That was good. I do want to cover this one, make sure I cover this one question at 59:30. The other night, Joe Biden went out and he was talking about Bidenomics, and he should, because we are doing so much better than other countries. Seriously better. We've had better recovery than anybody else in the G7. We have lower inflation than anybody else in the G7. It's really good. Now the question is, will that sink in with enough voters? Because the U.S. Fed's favored inflation gauge declined sharply in May. So inflation was down sharply in May. Will Biden get some credit for this come election time? Isabel Moss says, remember, Ghoulianni said he had insurance. Oh. Will they give Biden credit? 9 of Swords, 3 of Cups, Page of Cups. Well, things will be. It's still, I mean, everything's more expensive. A lot of people just are not the most educated voters, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, the Republicans have tried to take away so many rights, and there are young people coming up who want nothing to do with Republicans. That there's a lot that's going to be going in Biden's favor, or in the Democrats' favor, but it still hurts. It still hurts. Be grateful you do this with such professionalism and good character. Oh, thank you. That is high praise. Thank you. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me for today. I've been on for over an hour. Tomorrow, hopefully Sarah will be back. This afternoon, she may be back for creative sprints, but I will definitely be there. Go Biden, go. Absolutely. Blue wave right there. Blue wave. But hang in there, all right? Don't let these idiots upset you beyond anything you can do something about, right? This is a marathon, not a sprint. And we've just got to, I mean, come on. You wouldn't be here if you were not someone who says, you know what, I think I should vote. So anyway, hang in there. You're not alone. We're in this together with a lot of really good people. And there are such good days ahead. There really are. So hang in there. Hang in there, okay? Take care. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow.